everyone, and welcome to the University Players production of Lysistrata. I'm Hannah Apfelbaum. I'm the director of the show and the president of the University Players. I'm so glad to see you all here. I'm just going to ask that you all please silence and turn off your cell phones, and that we have no flash photography during the performance. So enjoy. Thank you.
If only they had been invited to a Bacchic reveling, or a feast of Pan or Aphrodite, why the streets would have been impassable for the thronging tambourines. Now there's never a woman here. Except my neighbor Cleonice, whom I see approaching yonder. Good day, Cleonice.
Good day, Lysistrata. But pray, why this dark forbidding face, my dear? Believe me, you don't look a bit pretty with those black lowering brows.
Oh, Cleonice, my heart is on fire. I blush for our sex. Men will have it we are tricky and sly.
And they are quite right, upon my word.
Yet look you, when women are summoned to meet here for a matter of the greatest importance, they lie in bed instead of coming.
Oh, they will come, my dear. But it's not easy, you know, for women to leave house. One is busy pottering about her husband, another is getting the servant up, a third is putting her child to sleep or washing the brat or feeding it.
But I tell you, the business that calls them here is far and away more urgent.
And why do you summon us, dear Lysistrata? What is it all about?
About a big thing.
And is it thick, too?
Yes, very thick.
And we're not all on the spot, imagine.
Oh, if it were what you suppose, there would never be an absentee. No, it concerns a thing I have turned about this way and that so many sleepless nights.
It must be something mighty fine and subtle for you to have turned it about so.
So fine, it means just this. Greece, saved by the women.
By the women? Why, its salvation hangs on a poor thread then.
Our country's fortunes depend on us. It is with us to undo utterly the Peloponnesians.
That would be a noble deed, truly.
And if the Boeotian and Peloponnesian women join us, Greece is saved.
But how should women perform so wise and glorious an achievement? We women who dwell in the retirement of the household, clad in diaphanous garments of yellow silk and long flowing gowns, decked out with flowers and shod with dainty little slippers.
Ah, but those are the very chief anchors of our salvation.
How so, pray?
Those yellow tunics, those scents and slippers, those cosmetics and transparent robes.
How will they save us?
There will not be a man that will wield a lance against another.
Quick, I will get me a yellow tunic from the dyers.
Or want a shield.
I'll run and put on a flowing gown.
Or draw a sword.
I'll hasten buy a pair of slippers this instant.
Now tell me, would not the women have done best to come?
Why, they should have flown here.
Ah, my dear, you'll see that like true Athenians, they will do everything too late. Why, there's not one arrival, not one from Salamis.
I know for certain they embarked at daybreak. But look, here's an arrival. Aha! Now what countrywoman may she be?
Ah, she's from Anamura.
Oh yes, upon my word, a female of Anamura.
Am I late, Lysistrata? Tell me, pray.
What? Not a word. I cannot say much for you, Marina. You have not bestirred yourself over much an affair of such urgency.
I could not find my girdle in the dark. However, if the matter is so pressing, here I am. So speak.
No, let's wait a moment more till a woman of Boeotia arrives and one from the Peloponnese.
Yes, that is best. Oh, look, another arrival. Oh, it's my dear friend Lampito from Lacedaemon. Good day, Lampito. What a rosy complexion you have. And how strong she seems. Why, she could strangle a bull, surely.
Yes, indeed, I really think I could. It's because I do gymnastics and practice the bottom kicking and there.
Oh, and what superb breasts.
My, you're feeling me as if I were a beast for sacrifice. But who has called together this council of women, pray?
I have.
Well then, tell us what you want of us.
Yes, please tell us. What is this very important business you wish to inform us about?
I will tell you, but first answer me one question.
Anything you wish.
Don't you feel sad and sorry because the fathers of your children are far away from you and with the army? For I'll wager there is not one of you whose husband is out abroad at this moment.
Mine has been the last 5 months in Thrace, looking after Eucrates.
As for mine, if he ever does return from service, he's no sooner home than he takes down his shield again and flies back to the war.
And not so much a shadow of the lover. Since the day the Malaysians betrayed us, I have not once seen an 8-inch gadget even to be a leather consolation to us poor widows. Now tell me, if I discovered a means of ending the war, will you all second me?
Yes, verily. By all the goddesses, I swear I will, though I have to put my gown in pawn and drink the money the same day.
And so will I, though I must be split in two like a flatfish and have half myself removed.
And I too. Why, to secure peace, I would climb to the top of Mount Taganus.
Then I will outwit at last my mighty secret. Oh, sister women, if we would compel our husbands to make peace, we must refrain.
Refrain from what? Tell us, tell us!
But will you do it? We will, though we should die of it. We must refrain from the male altogether. Nay, where are you going? Why do you turn your backs to me? So you shake your heads and bite your lips, huh? Why these pale and sad looks? Why these tears? Come, will you do it, yes or no? Do you hesitate?
I will not do it. Let the war go on.
Nor will I. Let the war go on.
And you say this now, my pretty flatfish, who declared just now they might split you in two.
Anything but that. Bid us go through the fire, if you will, but to rob us of the sweetest thing in all the world, Lysistrata, darling.
And you?
I agree with the others. I would sooner go through the fire.
Oh, wanton, vicious sex! The poets have done well to make tragedies upon us. We are good for nothing then, but love and lewdness. But you, my dear friend from hardy Sparta, if you join me, all may yet be well. Help me, second me, I beg you.
'Tis a hard thing by all the goddesses it is for a woman to sleep alone without ever a strong man in her bed. But there, peace must come first.
Oh, my dearest, bestest friend, you are the only one deserving of the name woman.
But if, which the gods forbid, we do refrain from what you say, should we get peace any sooner?
Of course we should. We need only to sit indoors with painted cheeks and meet our mates lightly clad, wearing long gowns of armagos silk, and be perfectly depilated. They will get their tools up and be wild to lie with us, and that will be the time to refuse. They will hasten to make peace, I am sure of that.
Yes, just as Menelaus, when he saw Helen's naked bosom, threw away his sword, they say.
But, oh dear, suppose our husbands go away and leave us.
Then, as Phoocrates says, flay a skinned dog, but that's all.
Fiddlesticks, these proverbs are all idle talk. But if they drag us by main force into the bedchamber?
Then hold on to the doorposts.
But if they beat us?
Then yield to the wishes, but with a bad grace. There is no pleasure in it for them when they do it by force. Besides, there are 1,000 ways of tormenting them. They'll soon tire of the game, and they'll live.
Very well. If you must have it so, we agree.
For ourselves, no doubt we should persuade our husbands to conclude a fair and honest peace. But there is the Athenian populace. How are we to cure these folk of their warlike frenzy?
Have no fear. We undertake to have our own people listen to reason.
That's impossible, so long as they have their trusty ships and vast treasures stored in the temple of Athene.
We have seen to that. This very day, the Acropolis will be in our hands. That is the task assigned to the older women while we are here in council. They are going, under pretense of offering sacrifice, to seize the citadel.
Well said indeed. Everything is going for the best.
Come, Lampito, let us bind ourselves by an inviolable oath.
Recite the terms. We will swear to them.
Lysistrata, say, what oath are we to swear?
Come, let's set a great black bowl on the ground and sacrifice a skin of Tajan wine unto it, and let us take oath not to add a single drop of water. Come, let them bring me a black bowl.
Ah, my dears, what a noble big bowl. How fun it will be to empty it.
Set the bowl on the ground, and lay your hands on the victim. Dear almighty goddess persuasion, and thou bowl, boon comrade of joy and merriment, be propitious to our poor women in our enterprise.
Oh, the fine red blood, how well it flows. Come, my dears, let me swear first, if you please.
No, by Aphrodite, unless it is decided by lot. And you, Lampito, and the rest, do you, Cleodoce, repeat the terms I am going to recite. I will have naught to do with lover or husband.
I will have naught to do with lover or husband.
Albeit he come to me with an erection.
Albeit you come to me with an erection. Lysistrata, I cannot bear it.
I will live at home unbold,
I will live at home unbold,
beautifully dressed in my saffron-colored gown.
beautifully dressed and wearing a saffron-colored gown.
To the end I may inspire my husband with the most ardent longings.
To the end I may inspire my husband with the most ardent longings.
Never will I give myself voluntarily,
Never will I give myself voluntarily.
and if he has me by force,
And if he has me by force,
I will be as cold as ice and never stir limb.
I will be as cold as ice and never stir limb.
And if I keep my oath, may I be suffered to drink of this wine.
And if I keep my oath, may I be suffered to drink of this wine.
But if I break it, let my bowl be filled with water.
But if I break it, let my bowl be filled with water.
Do you all take this oath?
We do.
Then I'll now consume the remnant.
Enough, my dear. Now let us all drink in turn to cement our friendship.
You brazen hussy! Listen, what do those cries mean?
It's what I was telling you. The women have just occupied the Acropolis. So now, Lampito, you return to hardy Sparta to organize the plot, while the rest of your comrades here remain as hostages. And let us push the bolts well home back into the citadel.
But don't you think the men will march up against us?
I laugh at them. Neither threats nor flames shall force our doors.
Yes.
They shall open only on the conditions I have named.
Yes, by Aphrodite. Otherwise, we should be called cowardly and wretched women.
Forward, men! Forward still as needs must. What unlooked for things do happen, to be sure, in a long life. Here we have the women who used, to our misfortune, eat our bread and live in our houses, daring nowadays to lay hands on the holy image of the goddess and seize the Acropolis, barring both the gates, letting none enter. These women, these enemies of Euripides and all the gods, shall I do nothing to hinder their inordinate insolence? But come, let us blow up our fire and see that it does not go out just as we reach our destination. Ugh, what a wretched smoke! It bites my eyes like a mad dog. Oh, confounded smoke. But there's our fire all bright and burning, thank the gods. Now, what say you? We take a vine branch, light it at the brazier, and hurl it at the gates by way of battering ram. If they do not answer our summons by pulling back the bolts, then we shall set fire to the woodwork and the smoke will choke them.
My dears, methinks I see fire and smoke. Can it be a conflagration? Let us hurry all we can.
What is this I see, ye wretched old men? Honest and pious folk, ye cannot be who act so vilely.
Aha! Here's something new. A swarm of women stand posted outside to defend the gates.
Far to us would you? We see mighty hosts, yet you cannot see the 10,000th part of our sex.
Oh, Phaedrus, what say you we stop their cackle? Suppose one of us were to break a stick across their backs, say, let someone knock 2 or 3 teeth out for them, as they did to Bupalis. They wouldn't talk so loud then.
Come on then, I wait with unflinching foot, for no other bitch will grab your balls.
And if I battered you to pieces with my fists, what would you do?
I'll tear out your lungs and entrails with my teeth.
What a clever poet is Euripides. How well it is he says that woman is the most shameless of all animals. You damned woman, what led you to do here with your water pot?
And you, old death in life with your fire, is it to cremate yourself?
I'm going to build a pyre to roast your female friends upon.
And I shall put out your fire.
You put out my fire, you?
You shall soon see.
I don't know what keeps me from burning you with this torch.
I'm getting you a bath ready to clean off your filth.
A bath for me, you dirty slut!
I'm a free woman, I tell you.
I will make you hold your tongue, never fear!
You shall never sit amongst the helliest.
Burn her hair off for her!
Okay, let's do your duty.
Dear! Dear!
What?
What great gods, enough!
I'm watering you to make you bloom afresh.
Ah, me, how I am trembling with cold!
These women made din enough, I wonder, with their tambourines. Bewept Adonis enough upon their terraces. I was listening to the speeches last assembly day, and Demostratus' wife was dancing around singing, "Alas, alas, woe is me for Adonis!" She was more than half drunk upon the house roof, singing, "Weep, weep for Adonis!" Do you women not blush for your wild and uproarious doings?
You don't know all their effrontery yet. They abused and insulted us. And then she soused us with the water from her water pot, set us wringing out our clothes for all the world, as if we had been pissed ourselves.
Well done, too, by Poseidon. We men must share in the blame of their ill conduct. Why, it is we who teach them to love riot and dissoluteness, and sow the seeds of wickedness in their hearts. You see a man go into a shop. "Look you, jeweler," says he, "you remember that necklace you made for my wife? Well, the other day she was out dancing, and the catch came open. Now, I am bound to start for Salamis tomorrow. Will you make it convenient to go up tonight to fix it?" But enough standing around with arms crossed. Bring me a crowbar and I'll chastise their insolence. Oh there, my fine fellow. What are you gaping at the crows for? Searching for a tavern, I suppose, eh? Well, bring the crowbars here and force open the gates. I'll put a hand to the work myself.
No need to force the gates. I am coming. And here I am, and why bolts and bars? What we want here is not bolts and bars and locks, but common sense.
Really, my fine lady. Where's my officer? I want him to tie that woman's hands behind her back.
By Artemis, the virgin goddess, if he lays one finger on me, officer of the public peace though he be, let him look out for himself.
How now are you afraid? Caesar, I tell you, Round the body. 2 of you have at it and be done with it.
By Pandrosos, if you lay a hand on her, I'll trample you underfoot till the blood comes out of you.
Or is there another officer? Want him to bind that minx first? The one who speaks so prettily.
By Phoebe, if you touch her with one finger, you better call quick for a surgeon.
What's that? Where are my officers? Lay hold of her. I'm going to stop your foolishness.
By the tongue of Artemis, if you go near her, I'll pull out your hair. Scream as you like.
Little man that I am, my own officers desert me. What ho, are we to let ourselves be bested by a mob of women? Ho, Scythians mine, those ranks and forward, bind them.
Forward, my gallant companions, come a torrent of invective and insults. Aha, so you thought you had only to do with a set of slave women? You do not know the ardor that fills the bosoms of freeborn dames?
Ardor, yes, by Apollo, ardor enough, especially for the wine cup.
Sir, what good are words? They're of no avail with wild beasts of this sort. Do not know how they have just washed us down, and with no very fragrant soap.
What would you have? You should never lay rash hands on us. If you are to start afresh, I'll knock your eyes out. My delight is to stay at home as coy as a young maiden, not hurting anyone or moving any more than a milestone. But beware the wasps if you go stirring up the wasp's nest.
Oh, great gods, how get the better of these ferocious creatures? 'Tis beyond all bearing. But come, let us find out the reason for their dreadful scourge. With what end in view have they seized the citadel of Cranus, the inaccessible shrine that is upon the rock of the Acropolis?
I would ask you first why you have barred our gates.
To seize the treasury. No more money, no more war.
Then money is the cause of the war?
And all of our troubles. We'll never get another drachma here.
Then what do you propose to do then?
You asked me that, why we propose to administer the treasury ourselves.
Do?
Yes, what is there not to surprise you? Do we not administer the budget of household expenses?
That is not the same thing.
How so not the same thing?
It is the treasury that supplies the expenses of the war.
That is our first principle, no war.
Well, and the safety of the city?
We will provide for that.
You?
Yes, we. We are going to save you, whether you like it or not.
The impudence of the
You
creatures.
seem annoyed, but it has to be done nevertheless.
It's the very height of iniquity.
We are going to save you, my good man.
But if I don't want to be saved?
Why, all the more reason.
What a notion to concern yourselves with the questions of peace and war.
We will explain our idea.
Out with it then quick, or...
Willingly. All the long while the war has lasted, we've endured in modest silence all you men did. You never allowed us to open our lips. And with sad hearts and smiling lips, we would say, "Oh, my dear man, did they vote peace in today's council? But mind your own business," the husband would growl. "Hold your tongue, please," and we would say no more.
I would not have held my tongue, though. Not I.
Then reduced to silence by blows, then.
Well, for my part, I would say no more. But presently I would have known you to arrive at some fresh decision more fatally foolish than ever. "Oh, my dear man," I would say, "what madness next?" But he would just look at me askance and say, "Just weave your web, please. War is men's business."
Bravo. Well said indeed.
How now, wretched man? Not to let us contend against your follies is bad enough. But presently we have made up our minds to make common cause to save Greece.
The insolence of the
Be
creature.
still!
May I die 1,000 deaths ere I obey one who wears a veil.
That's all that troubles you. Here, take my veil. Wrap it round your head and hold your tongue.
Then take this basket, put on a girdle, carve wool, munch beans. The war shall be women's business.
Oh, my good gallant Lysistrata and all my friends, be ever like a bundle of nettles. Never let your anger slacken. The winds of fortune blow our way.
And if we stir so amorous a feeling among the men that they stand as firm as sticks, we shall indeed deserve the name of peacemakers among the Greeks.
How will that be, pray?
Well, firstly, we shall see you no more running like mad fellows into the street, lance and fist.
How would you propose to restore peace and order to all the many countries of Greece?
Why, it's the easiest thing in the world.
Come, tell me how. I am curious to know.
When we are winding thread, we pass the spool across and through the skein, now this way and now that way, and even so with the wars. We shall send embassies hither and thither and everywhere to disentangle matters.
It is with your spools and your yarn and your skeins that you think to appease so many bitter enmities. You silly women.
If only you had common sense, you would always do in politics as we do with our yarn.
Is it not a sin and a shame to see these women carding and winding the state? These women who have neither art nor part in the burdens of the war?
Wretched man, it is a far heavier burden on us than it is on you. Firstly, we bear the sons to go off to fight far away from Athens.
The Enough said. Do not recall sad and sorry memories.
And secondly, instead of making the best of our youth and beauty, we are left to languish far from our husbands, who are all with the army. But no more of ourselves. What concerns me is to see our girls growing old in lonely grief.
But don't the men grow old too?
That is not the same thing. When a man returns from the war, even though he has white hair, he very soon finds a young wife. But a woman only has one summer, and if she does not make hay while the sun shines, no one will have anything to say to her afterwards.
But the old man who can still get an erection.
But you, why don't you get going with it and die? You're rich, go buy yourself a buyer, and I will lead you a honey cake for service. Here, take this garland.
And this one too.
And these fillet.
What an insult to treat me so scurvily. I'll show myself to my fellow magistrates, just as I am.
What, are you blaming us for not having exposed you according to custom? Nay, console yourself, and we will not fail to offer you up a third-day sacrifice, first thing in the morning.
Awake, friends of freedom! Let us hold ourselves high, ready to act. I am sore afraid that the Laconians, gathered here with Cleisthenes, have by a stratagem of war stirred up these women, enemies of the gods, into seizing upon the treasury and the funds whereby I live. The whole thing, my friends, is nothing but an attempt to re-establish tyranny. But I will never submit. I will be on guard for the future. I will carry a blade hidden under myrtle boughs.
Nay, never play the brave man, else when you go back home, your own mothers won't know you. But, dear friends and allies, first let us lay our burdens down. Surely I am bound to give my best advice to Athens. What matters that I was born a woman if I can cure your misfortunes? I pay my share of tolls and taxes by giving men to the state, but you miserable graybeards, you contribute nothing to the public charges. On the contrary, you have wasted the treasure of our forefathers, as it was called, the treasure amassed in the days of the Persian wars. You pay nothing at all in return, and into the bargain, you endanger our lives and liberties by your mistakes. Have you one word to say for yourselves?
If we give them the least hold over us, that's the end. Their audacity will know no bounds. We will see them building ships and fighting sea battles like Artemisia, and why they should like to mount and ride as cavalry, we had best cashier the knights, for women excel in riding and have a fine, firm seat.
Ha! I laugh at your threats. Pass decree upon decree. You can do us no hurt. You wretched board and all your fellows. You, Lysistrata, you the leader of our glorious enterprise. Why do I see you coming towards me with such gloomy an air?
It is the behavior of these naughty women. It is the female heart and female weakness that so discourage me.
Tell us, what is it? What has happened so disconcerting? Come, tell your friends.
The thing is so hard to tell, yet so impossible to conceal.
Never seek to hide any ill that has befallen our cause.
To blurt it out in a word, we want flame.
Oh, Zeus!
What use calling upon Zeus? The thing is even as I say. I cannot stop them any longer for lusting after the men. They are all for deserting. The first I caught was slipping out near the postern gate by the cave of Pan. The second was letting herself down by a rope and pulley. They are all for one inventing excuses to be off and home. Look, there goes one now. Hello there, whither away so fast?
I want to go home. I have some Milesian wool in the house, which is getting all eaten up by the worms.
Bah, you and your worms. Go back, I say.
I will return immediately. I swear I will, by the two goddesses. I only have just to spread it out on the bed.
You shall do nothing of the kind. I say you shall not go.
Must I leave my wool to spoil then?
You wicked women, have done with your falsehoods. You want your husbands, that's plain enough, but hold out, my dears. A little longer and the victory will be ours. A little more patience. Never let us be cast down by calamity. Let us be brave to bear and go back to our posts.
You dear old woman, I would fain kiss you.
I'll set you crying without onions. Suppose I up and broke your jaw for you.
I'm not a bit afraid of you.
Suppose I let fly a good kick at you.
I should see your thing then.
You should see that. For my age, it is very well plucked.
Oh, there, come quick, Oh, man, I see him approaching all flames with the fire of love.
Where is he, this unknown foe?
Over there by the temple of Demeter. Do either of you recognize him?
I do. It is my husband, Canisius.
To work then. Be it your task to inflame and torture and torment him. Provocations, refusals, try every means, all except what is forbidden by our oath in the wine.
Have no fear, I'll do it.
I will stay here and cajole the man to set his passions aflame. The rest of you withdraw.
Alas, how I am tortured by the spasm and rigid convulsion. I'm racked on the wheel.
Who is this that dares to pass our lines?
It is I.
What a man!
Very much so.
Get out!
But who are you that thus repulses me?
The sentinel of the day.
For God's sakes, call Marina.
Marina, you say, and who are you?
I'm her husband, Canisius, son of Pan.
Ah, Canisius, your name is not unknown amongst us, for your wife has it forever on her lips. She'll never touch an egg or an apple without saying, "This is for Canisius."
Really? Truly?
Yes, verily, by Aphrodite. And whenever we fall to the talking of men, your wife quickly declares, "They are all for nothing compared with Canisius."
Oh, please go and call her to me.
And what will you give me for my trouble?
Anything I've got, if you like. I'll give you what I have here.
Very well, I'll tell her to come.
Quick, oh, be quick. Life has no more charms for me since she left my house. I'm sad when I go indoors. It all seems so empty. My victuals have lost their savor. And all because of this erection that I can't get rid of.
I love him. Oh, I love him. But he won't let himself be loved. No, I shall not come.
Marina? My little darling Marina? What are you saying? Come down to me, quick.
No, indeed. Not I.
Marina, I call you. Won't you please come?
Why should you call me? You do not want me.
Not want you? Why, here I stand, stiff with desire.
Goodbye.
Marina, in our child's name, hear me. At any rate, hear the child. Little lad, call your mother.
Mama!
There, listen. Don't you pity the poor child? It's been 6 days now. You've never washed or never fed the child.
Poor darling. Your father takes mighty little care of you.
Come down, dearest. Come down for the child's sake.
What a thing it is to be a mother. Well, we must come down, I suppose.
My, how much younger and prettier she looks. And how she looks at me so lovingly. Her cruelty and scorn only redouble my passion.
You are as sweet as your father is provoking. Let me kiss you, my treasure, mother's darling.
Oh, what a bad thing it is to let yourself be led away by other women. Why give me such pain and suffering and yourself into the bargain?
Hands off, sir!
Everything is going to rack and ruin in the house.
I don't care.
But what of your web? It's being all but pecked to pieces by the cocks and hens. Don't you care for that?
Precious little.
An Aphrodite, whose mysteries you've not celebrated for so long. Won't you please come back home?
No, lest not till a sound treaty puts an end to the war.
Well, if you wish it so much, why, we'll make it your treaty.
Well and good. When that is done, I will come home. Till then I am bound by an oath.
At any rate, lie with me at least for a little while.
No. But just the same, I can't say I don't love you.
You love me? Then why refuse to lie with me, my little girl, my sweet Marina?
You must be joking! What? Before the child?
Manus! Carry the lad home. There, you see? The child is gone. There's nothing to hinder us. Won't you lie down now?
But miserable man, where?
Right here. Nothing could be better.
But how should I purify myself before going back into the citadel?
Oh, nothing easier. You can wash in the clepsydra.
But of my oath, do you want me to perjure myself?
I'll take all responsibility, don't you worry.
Well, I'll be off then and find a bed for us.
Oh, surely there's no need for that. We can lie on the ground.
No. Even though you are bad, I do not like your lying on the bare earth.
Ah, how the dear girl loves me.
Lie down. I'm going to undress. But, oh dear, we must get a mattress.
A mattress? Oh no, never mind about that.
No, by Artemis, lie on the bare sacking? Never. That would be squalid.
Kiss me!
Wait a minute!
Good God, hurry up.
Here's a mattress. Lie down. I'm just going to undress. But you've got no pillow.
I don't want one either.
But I do. There. Lift your head, dear. Is that all, I wonder?
Oh, surely there's nothing else. Come, my treasure.
I'm just unfastening my girdle. But please remember what you have promised me about making peace. Mind you keep your word.
Yes, upon my life I will.
Oh, why you have no blanket.
What difference does it make? What I want is to make love.
Never fear. Directly. I'll be back in no time.
This woman will kill me with her blankets.
Get yourself up.
Cut this up.
Oh, but wouldn't you like me to send you?
No, by Apollo, no. Please don't.
Yes, by Aphrodite I will. Whether you like it or not.
God, I wish she'd hurry up and get through with all this.
Hold out your hand. Now rub it in.
Oh, in Apollo's name, I don't much like the smell of it. But perhaps it will improve when it's well rubbed in. It does not somehow smack of the marriage bell.
What a scatterbrain I am. I've gone and brought the rhodium perfume.
Oh no, never mind about that, dearest. Let it go now.
You don't really mean that.
Damn the man who invented perfumes.
Here, take this bottle.
I have a better one already for you, darling. Now come, you provoking creature. To bed with you. And don't bring another thing.
I am just slipping off my shoes. But, dear boy, will you vote for peace?
I'll think about it. Oh, I'm a dead man! She's killing me! She's gone and left me in torment. Oh, I must have someone to lay. I must! The loveliest of women has choused and sheathed me. Oh, poor little lass. How am I to give you what you so desire? Where is the Citilopex? Quick, man! Get him a nurse! Do!
Poor miserable wretch balked in your amorousness. What tortures are yours? Fills me with pity. Here he stands, stiff and rigid. There's never a wench to help him.
Dear gods in heaven, what pains I suffer.
It's her doing that abandoned hussy.
I'll rather say that sweetest, dearest darling.
That dearest darling? No, that hussy, say I.
Zeus, thou god of the skies, canst thou let loose a hurricane to pick them all up in the air, whirl them around, and impale them down, crash, on point of this man's tool?
Say, where shall I find the Senate and the Prytanes? I'm the bearer of dispatches.
Say, what are you, a man or a Priapus?
Don't be stupid. I'm a herald, of course. I swear I am. I've come from Sparta about making peace.
But look, you're hiding a lance beneath your cloak, surely.
No, nothing of the sort.
Well, then why do you turn away like that? Have you got swellings in the groin from your journey?
By the twin brethren, the man's an old maniac.
You've got an erection, you little fellow.
I tell you no, but enough of this foolery.
Oh, okay, well then what is it you have there then?
Lacedaemonian tool.
The tool, is it? Well, speak frankly, I know all about these matters. How are things going at Sparta now?
Everything's turned upside down at Sparta. All the allies have erections. We simply must have Helene.
What is the reason of it all? Is it the god Pan's doing?
No, it is the work of Lamito and all the women who are acting at her instigation. They've kicked the men out from between their thighs.
But what are you doing about it?
We are at our wits' end. We walk bent double as if carrying lanterns in a wind. The Jades have sworn we shall not so much as touch them until we have all agreed to conclude peace.
I see now. It's a general conspiracy embracing all of Greece. Go back to Sparta and bid them send envoys plenipotentiary. I'll urge our senators to do the same, and why? To convince them. I will show them my own tool.
What could be better? I fly at your command.
No wild beast is there, no flame of fire more fierce and uncompromising than women. The leopard is less savage and shameless.
And yet you dare to make war upon me, wretch, when you could have me as your most faithful friend and ally.
Never, never shall my hatred cease towards women.
Now, just one kiss?
A kiss? I should say not.
Just one, whether you like it or not.
Oh, confounded women, how they do cajole us. Come, let us no longer regard one another as enemies.
We desire, Athenians, to speak ill of no man, but on the contrary, to say much good of everyone, and to do the like. We have had enough of misfortunes and calamities. I am inviting to supper a few Christian friends who are excellently well qualified.
Here's the envoy from Sparta. Why, you think he wore a pigsty between his thighs? Hail to you, first of all, Laconians. Pray, tell us how you fare.
There is no need for many words. You can see what a state I am in.
The situation grows more and more strained by the moment. The intensity of the thing is simply frightful.
It's beyond belief. But to work. Summon your commissioners and let us patch up the best peace we may.
Our men, like athletes in the arena, they do not endure a rag over their bellies. It's a malady that only exercise can remedy.
Has anyone seen Lysistrata? Surely she had some compassion on our condition.
Well, this man has the very same complaint. Tell me, do you feel a strong nervous tension in the morning?
Greetings to you, fellow Laconian sufferer. What is it that brings you here?
I have come to treat for peace.
Well said. We are of the same mind. Better call Lysistrata then. She's the only one who will be able to bring us to terms.
Yes, yes. And Lysistratus into the bargain.
Needless to call her. She has heard your voices, and here she comes.
Hail, boldest and bravest of womankind. The time has come to show yourself in turn. Uncompromising and conciliatory, exacting and yielding, haughty and condescending. Lo, the foremost men in Helios have been seduced by your, fascinations, and entreat you with the process of ending our quarrels.
It will be an easy task, if only they refrain from mutual indulgence in masculine love. But look you, no roughness or violence. Bring them to me with smiles, as women should. Bring up the Athenians too, bring them either way. Now hearken all, I am but a woman, but I have good common sense. At Olympia and a score of other places, you gather around the same ceremonies and celebrate things common to all Hellenese. Yet you go and cut each other's throats and sack Hellenic cities, while all the while the barbarian yonder is threatening you. That is my first point.
God, this erection is killing me.
Now a word to the Laconians. Have you forgotten how Pericletus, your own countryman, sat as suppliant before our altars? How pale he was of his purple robes. Why, he had come to crave an army of us. And when Messina was pressing you sore and the sea god was shaking the earth, Simon marched to your aid. He saved Lacedaemon. And yet now you go and ravage the soil of your benefactors.
They do wrong. Very wrong, Lysistrata.
We do wrong. Very, very wrong. Great gods, what a lovely bottom she has.
And now a word to the Athenians. Have you forgotten of the days when you wore the tunic of slaves? How the Laconians came, spear in hand, and slew a host of your enemies? It was they and they only that fought on your side on that eventful day. They delivered us from despotism. And they changed our nation so we could rise up from the tunic of a slave to the cloak of a long free man.
I have never seen a woman of more gracious dignity.
I've never seen a woman with a finer body.
Bound by ties of mutual kindness, how can you bear to be at war? Stop, stay, reconcile. Never fight.
We are quite ready, if they will give us back our rampart.
What rampart, my dear men?
Pylos, for which we have asked for and craved for ever so long.
The sea god's name, you shall never have it.
Agree, my friends, agree.
But then what city will we be able to stir up trouble in?
Ask for another place in return. Come to terms. Never make a difficulty of 2 legs more or less.
All right, well, I'm ready to strip down and get to work right now.
And I also, to don't need to start with.
And you shall, once peace is signed. Now go and consult your allies about the matter.
What allies, I should like to know? We're all erected. We're all mad to be mating. There's nobody here who's not wanting instead to be at home with their wives. How can our allies fail to second our project?
And ours also, for certain sure.
Well said indeed. But the women have made a feast for us in the Acropolis. So go and purify yourselves, and you shall join us for dinner, where we will all feast and take oaths and pledges, and then each man shall go home with his wife.
Well, hurry along then, quick as may be.
Yes, sir. I am your man.
Quick's the word, say I.
Everything I have, I offer them to you with all my heart. Take them for your children, for your girls, if they are chosen senaphori. I invite you, everyone, to enter, come in, and choose whatever you will.
All right, well, go your way then. Bless me, they're sitting. Should Should have to singe him with a torch to make him stir. Impudence. I won't stand for this. Well, if we have to take the trouble, I guess.
And I'll share it with you. Such a merry banquet I've never seen before. The Laconians were simply charming. After the drink is in, why, we're all wise men, every one of us.
Yes, it's only natural. To be sure, we're all fools while sober. Take my advice, my fellow countrymen. Our envoys should always be drunk. We enter the city sober, we're just picking a quarrel directly. We misunderstand a lot they say to us, we imagine a lot they don't say at all, and we report home all wrong, all topsy-turvy.
Oh, there's the rest of the company coming out already.
All right. Well, Laconians, take home your wives, and Athenians, yours. Dance to celebrate our bliss, and be heedful to avoid like mistakes in the future.
Yes, let us invoke all the gods and all the inhabitants of the skies to witness the noble peace now concluded under the auspices of Aphrodite.
Io Paion! Io Paion!
Dance, leap as in honor of a victory won.
Yoi! 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 Yoi!
Sto